Okay. So, first of all, I will tell you about the poem. This is a short poem. It focuses on cultural identity. There is cultural difference. Uh, as I have already told you, that the poetess was living in the city of London, but um, her homeland was actually in South America, Caribbean island, Caribbean country, South America. She brought up there in South America and now she is living in the city of London. The poetess has written this poem that is based on her actual life experiences. When she came to London in 1977, she lived close to busy North Circular Road in London, and the traffic noise reminded her of her homeland, that is Ireland, because he was at that time she was fed up of that traffic noise. When she was living in London, she was fed up of that traffic noise, and she always dreamed about the island, about his homeland. If you look at the structure of the poem, there is no punctuation. Okay, look at the structure of the poem. There is no punctuation, no commas, no full stops are used in it, and mostly phrases are used in it. So actually, the poetess wants the reader to focus or to think about the meaning, that what does the writer wants to say, or what does the poetess wants to say. So she wants reader to think about and to focus on the poem and pick up or guess the hidden meaning of it. And she feels isolated and lonely, and she always connects to the sounds and images of his motherland. So these sounds and images, these could be heard or seen on island. She dreams the ideal blue sky and emerald isle, but in reality, she is surrounded by dull atmosphere and noisy traffic. So colors are used here, blue and emerald, when she is telling us about island. Then she uses these bright colors, blue and emerald. And when she is telling us about the city of London, about its environment, then she uses the color gray, and there's one more color, that is metallic, gray metallic color. Yes, only one color is used here when she talks about the city of London. Then she uses gray metallic color, and gray is a very dull color. Okay, look at this. Look at the picture and please tell me what is the difference in it. What are the similarities and differences in these two pictures? On one side, there's island picture, and on the right side is the city of London.
No pollution.
Say again, Zan.
No pollution.
Okay, on island there is no pollution, and in so there this is the difference. And in the city of London, there is pollution, rush of traffic. On island, it is looking peaceful. It looks peaceful, and there is no pollution. Okay, so this is the difference in these two pictures. And then structure of the poem. I have already told you that there is no punctuation. Words are repeated groggily and muffling. These two words are repeated, blue and emerald colors. I have told you about blue and emerald color. These are bright colors and these are vibrant colors. Yes, these two colors are used when she is talking about the city of London, gray and metallic color, gray metallic. These are dull colors and these represent boredom. And then two different cultures. She is talking about two different cultures. Two different cultures mean the place where she was brought up, that was Caribbean island, and now she is living in London. So dream and reality. So this is the difference. These are two contrastive pictures of these two cities, these two countries, England and the Caribbean island, these two places. Dream. What is a dream place for the poetess? Dream place is Caribbean island and reality is the city of London. And she was feeling homesickness when she was in London, comfort and boredom when she was on island. She was feeling comfort, and now she is bored here in the city of London. Life is colorful on island and life is colorless in the city, in London. Okay, who is going to read first two stanzas? In first two stanza, poetess is telling about island, about her homeland. Students, please raise your hand. Fatima Kudus, would you like to read first two stanzas?
Morning and island men walk up to the sound of blue
Fatima, please
fluff.
read this line. After island man, a line is written here. Please read this line.
For a Caribbean island man in London who still walk up to the sound of a
Up.
sea.
Okay, continue.
Morning and island man walks up to the sound of blues love in his head. The steady breaking and wobbling, wild seabirds and fishermen pushing out to see the sun surfacing definitely from the east. On his
Defiantly.
from the
Continue, Fatima.
from the east on his small emer, em, uh,
Emerald,
Emerald Island, he always comes back groggily.
groggily, groggily. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read it again. Morning, an island man wakes up to the sound of blue surf. Students, I have written meanings in brackets. Surf is foam. So foam of sea. Blue surf, that is foam of sea. So he is imagining, he is dreaming. Island man, he is imagining and he is dreaming about the sound of blue surf in his head. It means he is dreaming. He is recalling about island, about his dream place. The steady mean continuous breaking, and wombing mean protection. He means to say that he felt protection there, he felt safety because it was that place, Caribbean island was his motherland. The first stanza begins with a word morning. The man has just woken up from a dream, perhaps with these images and sounds in his head, and he is thinking about Caribbean island, the sound of blue surf when the day began or started smoothly. So steady breaking mean the day started smoothly and he felt protected there, and he remembers the days when he lived in his homeland, that is Caribbean island. And here steady breaking means waves breaking one by one, And steady, it also means continuous. Steady mean continuous. Okay, in second stanza, wild birds and the fisherman pushing out to the sea. He could see when he was living there, he could see their wild birds, wild seabirds, and he could see fishermen who came to the sea. And the sun surfacing mean rise, definitely mean without resistance. From the east, sun rose in the east of a small emerald island. So by using this color, emerald, he wants to tell the beauty of the island. He always comes back groggily. Here, groggily mean exhausted. When he comes back to London, so he feels exhausted. He means that when he comes back to London, so he feels exhausted in this place. That is London. In second stanza, the poetess further elaborated or explains the ideal image of island life, that birds are flying, fishermen are actively working at sea, sun rises from the east. That is the direction of a new day. When sun rises, so it means it is a new day, it is the beginning of new day. He is also showing his affection with his homeland when he says his small emerald island. It means that the island belongs to him or he belongs to island. So that's why he's showing possession here, that his small emerald island. In first two stanzas, blue and emerald colors are used. Now look at these two stanzas. Just a minute. In first two stanzas, blue and emerald colors are used, which are bright and vibrant. And when the poet is talking about motherland, then uses these bright colors, which also show how lively and soulful was he when he was living on that island. Okay. Now look at the last line of second stanza. It is, the word is repeated, groggily is repeated. It shows that when returns to reality, he is feeling bored. His mind is not quite alert. When he comes back to reality, then his mind is not quite alert. He feels bored. He is still stuck in between these two cultures, in between these two places, which are actually Caribbean island and the city of London. Now these are next two stanzas. I'm going to read it. Comes back to sands of a grey metallic shore, continuous rising sounds, to surge. Surge means rush. Surge of wheels, rush of wheels. There is rush of wheels in the city of London. To dull north circular roar. This is the busiest road of London. North circular roar. Roar is noise, noise of traffic. That is actually noise of traffic. Muffling. He is wrapping up and folding his crumpled pillow waves. And island man heaves. Heaves mean pushes himself another London day. Here he comes back. He says that he comes back to sands. It means he comes back to reality. In third and fourth stanza, he has told about the city of London, about the life which he is spending in the city of London. Here, third stanza begins with these words, comes back to sand. It means that when he comes back to reality. So what happens? He feels exhausted, he feels boredom. In third and fourth stanza, he has used the colors gray and metallic, which are dull colors. And these colors represent the mood of the man, the mood of island man. that he is feeling boredom. When he uses the colors blue or emerald, it means that poet is relaxing, and he is feeling peaceful. He is relaxing, he is feeling comfort there. But when he uses these dull colors, gray or metallic, so these colors represent the mood of the poet, that he is unhappy in the city of London. Here in the city, there is great rush of wheels. There is rush of wheels, there is noise of traffic along the North Circular Road. This is a major road in London. And he says there is great rush of traffic, and traffic noise is unpleasant and makes him uncomfortable. So you can see that the contrast of sea and road. Sea is island and road, surf, foam, and traffic. So these are two contrastive words: sea and road, surf and traffic, and dream and reality. Two contrastive pictures are drawn by the poetess. And in fourth stanza, the poet says that he hesitantly pulls himself out of the bed unwillingly. He does not want to get up, he does not want to go to work, but he hesitantly or unwillingly pulls himself out of the bed because he has to go to work, he has to get up and he has to go to work. The way he is living his life, it is clearly a struggle for him. The way he is living his life in the city of London, it is clearly a struggle for him, but inwardly he wishes to return to his homeland, but that is not possible because he has a job here in the city of London. He has to do work in the city of London. So that's why it is not possible for him to go back to his homeland. But inwardly, he wishes to go back to his homeland. So he also feels homesick when he thinks about his motherland, when he thinks about the Caribbean island. So he feels homesick. So homesickness is also a theme that is used in the poem. Okay, now you can read on the slide. Yes, this is a man who used to live on a Caribbean island, a peaceful and relaxing place. He dreams of this place, although he now lives in London. But he is dreaming of that place. As he wakes up, his dream of Caribbean is replaced by the reality of London. So in first stanza, this is told in first stanza. He still idealizes his homeland and is fed up by the life of London. Number two, he feels isolated and lonely in the city. He dreams the ideal blue sky, but in reality, he is surrounded by dull atmosphere of London. He is also torn between two places, but belongs to both. He belongs to both places. He belongs to Caribbean island and he belongs to city of London. So he is torn between two places. Sometimes he thinks about Caribbean island, and but sometimes when he comes back to reality, when he thinks about reality, then he comes back to when he comes back to reality, then he has to live with this reality, and he can't forget his roots because he had been living in Caribbean island, and he can't forget his roots. So what is his roots? The place where he was brought up, where he was born and brought up, that is Caribbean island. So in this poem there are differences, as you can see in this picture. Yes, what are the similarities and differences? All the similarities, and there is no similarity, but the differences are told in the poem. The poet has told all the differences in the poem. Hope you have got it. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Students, if you have any question related to the poem, you can ask. Hurry up, students. Who has got the poem? Raise your hand who has got the poem. Okay, Momin, you will tell main points of it. Unmute your mic.
Yes, teacher.
Just tell main points of it. What have you got about the poem?
Teacher, it is a short poem that focuses on the identity of a Caribbean man who wakes up in London, but he's still dreaming about his island.
Good. Next.
Teacher, the main theme is that the cultural spirit experience.
The
Want me to-
difference of culture.
Yes, between the island and the city of London.
Okay. Another theme is the difference between dream and reality.
Yes.
And the colors are
Yeah.
used in it.
He
When he talks
based a
about
poem on her actual real life experience when she first came to the UK and London.
fine.
She lived
And
close to the
colors?
busy North Circular Road in London, and the traffic noise reminded her of the sea surf back home in the Caribbean.
Okay, fine. But which colors he has used in the poem and why?
Blue emerald,
Okay.
because
As you can see in the
blue
picture, it's a blue color and emerald.
means bright green.
Yes. In the picture of island, you can see blue color. So it means it soothes, it relaxes the poet.
He can hear the sounds of the sea waves.
Good.
He can see wild sea birds and fishermen pushing out to sea in their boats to catch
Okay.
fish. He
Fine.
imagined the rays of sun falling on the beautiful Emerald Island.
Good. And what about the city of London? How does he feel here? And what are his feelings and emotions when he talks about the city of London?
His life was quiet and peaceful on the island. There was no pollution and no disturbance on the island as
I'm asking
compared to,
about the city of London, Moment.
yes, teacher, as compared to his busy life in London, where there is a lot of traffic and a great crowd of people.
Okay, fine. What else?
So I have
So
tell,
he's feeling homesickness.
yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, so it was all about today's lecture. And in next lecture, we'll read The Great Fire of London. Let me tell you which page number is it. It is on page 62. The Great Fire of London. In next lecture, we'll be reading this one, The Great Fire of London, page 62. Okay, thank you, students. Allah Hafiz. Yes, Momin, do you want to ask something? You have raised hand.
No, teacher, I raised hand when you said that anyone got the poem or
Okay,
not.
fine. Yes, formal and informal letter. Fatima, I think lecture is delivered on this topic, formal and informal letter.
Yes, teacher.
Thank you, class 7.